Welcome to Cryptonomics.
Venezuela has been a prime target for Bitcoin because of its corrupt government and hyperinflation. But today, the Venezuelan government has announced the launch of a national cryptocurrency backed by oil. It's called the Petro, and today we will tell you what it is and what effect it might have.
Y quiero anunciar que Venezuela va a implementar un nuevo sistema de criptomoneda a partir de las reservas petroleras. Venezuela va a crear una criptomoneda, el petromoneda, el petro.
With the Venezuelan bolivar depreciating 50% against the American dollar in just 1 month, there's a big problem with hyperinflation in Venezuela. This economic disaster is entirely because of the mismanagement within the Venezuelan government, but President Maduro entirely blames this on sabotage from the US government.
Now, the latest update in this debacle is that President Maduro is planning on launching a national cryptocurrency called the Petro.
To make this subject easier to digest, we'll focus on 3 key points: what the Petro is, why it is, and how it will all play out. So the petrodollar has long been a thing. Oil is almost exclusively traded in American dollars, and since going off the gold standard,
i.e. the dollar's value was paid against the gold, which meant you could trade gold for dollar or vice versa at a fixed price.
The connection to oil has always been of huge value to US, both as a superpower but also to the dollar as the main currency of the world.
Now, the petrodollar is under attack from big players like Russia and China because gaining control of the oil trade gives huge powers.
With the Petro, the Venezuelan government aims to introduce the first oil-backed cryptocurrency. Now, the problem with the Petro is of course twofold. First of all, it is not yet clear how exactly it will be backed. Maduro claims that the Petro will be backed by strategic reserves of oil, gold, gas, and diamonds. Not very well defined.
The other problem is trust. The success of Bitcoin is mostly accredited to the blockchain, which gives trust to a system without a centralized authority. The Petro is clearly a Venezuelan project, which means if you don't trust the Venezuelan government, why would you trust the Petro? And apparently, most people don't trust the Venezuelan government given the hyperinflation that the bolivar is currently experiencing.
A fiat currency depends on trust for the issuing government. If I don't trust the US to own up to their debt, I won't trust the US dollar. Likewise, if I don't trust the Venezuelan government to cough up some oil or diamonds for their Petro, why should I trust the Petro?
There are several reasons for Maduro to be launching the Petro. The most obvious one is the distrust for the bolivar. With a new currency, you get a second chance, or a clean plate if you will, to try and keep your wealth intact.
And another reason is to avoid sanctions. With its own cryptocurrency backed by commodities, it can easily trade with other countries without being dependent on the US dollar. However, this again requires trust for the Venezuelan government.
It's also a pretty good PR stunt to draw attention from the poor condition of the Venezuelan economy.
Most likely none. That's the simple answer. Given Maduro's track record, this will probably lead to nothing except unnecessary spending of tax money.
And Maduro wants to establish something called the Blockchain Observatory to act as an institutional, political and legal base for the launch of Petro.
All in all, if they go ahead with Petro, what will happen is they put loads of money into something that will be ignored by the rest of the world.
Bitcoin already offers the Venezuelan people and the rest of the world a great way to avoid being financially harmed by a corrupt government. Our bet is that that isn't going to change anytime soon.
Ask yourself, would you actually buy a currency with the promise of delivery from the Venezuelan government?
We thought so.
Make sure to subscribe to not miss out on the latest and greatest of cryptocurrency news.
Please leave a comment and tell your friends.